Well, once again, my nephew Ian and I drew this specific unit for pronghorn. And once again, we've kind of waited till the last minute to go. We've had all month to go, but here it is, the end of October, and we're finally getting out of the office, and Ian's freed up a little bit of time. And we're out here looking at goats that I'm sure everybody else has picked over, a couple hundred tags in this unit. You know, it's not a very big unit, so we're taking our optics, we're glassing a long ways, and we're gonna try to find a couple goats. Now last year, last day of the season, both Ian and I scored on some pretty nice pronghorn, and we're hoping for a repeat this year. But if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're thinking any day out of the office, any day away from work, and we're satisfied. So we're out here, frost on the ground, the sun's just coming up, and it's an awesome day to hunt pronghorn. You know, it's not the most strenuous hunt. It's not like strapping on a backpack and walking for 2 weeks. We're hunting out of a truck, hiking little distances to knobs, glassing. The thing about this unit, there's not a lot of roads, so if you see them, you know, to get good eyes on them, to judge them, you've got to get out of the truck. You've got to walk quite a ways just to put the scope on them and see what they are, see if they're worth chasing. And then getting them's another story, and getting them back to the truck's another story. So we're good. We're just starting the day. We found our first group of pronghorn. We don't see any bucks in there worth looking at closer. So it's a hike back to the truck and drive to the next spot. See anything good? Yeah. Ian's out of school this year. He's graduated, so he's pretty much had all summer and this fall. He's been doing some work for us and off and on for some other people, but it's good to be back with my nephew, gun in our hands and chasing some animals together. Man, they've already disappeared. These pronghorn here have been getting chased pretty hard, I think. Coming off the top of this mountain, you know, they're still a mile and a half away and they're running. Makes it hard to look at. We had a group just across from us here, and then a group down below us here. This group's already split, and we're gonna walk down off the ridge here and take a peek at those. But man, I can't believe that these are already gone. That buck didn't look too bad, did he, Ian? He looked like a repeat of last year, maybe bigger. Just a lot more glassing, you know, rolling off these hills and looking. I mean, you start seeing bunches here and bunches there. The bunch we have below us, we've got one buck in there that, I mean, he may or may not have some horns. We're just a little too far to see if he's got any horns that are big enough for what we're looking for. We're gonna drive down and then hike over the ridge and see if we can't get a better eye on that one. But Ian just picked up one to the west of us here. Just went over a knob, but he looked really good just from, you know, first appearances. So he's checking the GPS, seeing what kind of access there is over there. It's probably two plus miles across a couple canyons. So if we can kind of navigate around there, we might go take a little closer look at that one. And Ian's thinking he's big enough already just from first glances. So it might be what we're looking for. So what's it look like?
We got some roads.
So this is that OnX map system for your GPS. It's pretty sweet. It gives you the public, the private, what game units you're in, you know, the names of the landowners. It's a super handy tool when you're hunting in spots like this where it's dotted with private and public and state land. And then also it has the roads located as well. So if you're wondering if you got to walk 3 miles or if you can just drive over there and walk a half a mile, it saves you a lot of time on the foot too. So, boy, I tell you what, a lot of rabbits, a lot of chuckers. We're kind of wishing we would have brought the shotguns instead of the rifles today, but it's turning out to be a pretty fine day. I don't know where all those pronghorn came from. You know, we looked down on the bottom there and there was 5 or 6. And then we're walking back up the hill to get ready to go and turn around one more time. And then we can just see them coming out of the greasewood down there. But looked like there was 2 pretty tall bucks in there. One was real light horned and the other one had decent mass, but no prongs. And then the third buck wasn't quite as tall as the other 2, but he had more mass and better prongs. I think we're just gonna keep those in our back pocket because, I mean, this big basin, they're not gonna go anywhere. And we're gonna try to go after this buck that we think's better. And if we blow it or he's not as good as we think, we'll come back here and put better eyes on these. But the one looks like it has potential. Oh, where'd they come from? We thought we were gonna have them right here below us, but looking to where we first seen them, they're gonna be in this next draw. So, or they could be just right over here, but I think they're one more draw over. We'll keep walking, being quiet. The wind's in our favor, so we just gotta spot them, and then hopefully Ian can shoot better than he can date girls. You know, I think I've heard he's been trying to get some dates the last couple weeks. Since he graduated high school, he thinks he's kind of manly, but I still don't think he can get a date. Is that true? Anyway, we'll keep walking. You see the does?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the one on the right. Let me get your range. Let me range those does. 475. 475. I'm probably gonna stop into that group. As soon as he gets clear and he stops, go ahead and take him. Ian, you got a little bit of wind coming from the left. Let's go ahead and just hold 1 minute. 1 minute left. When he stops, take him. Nice. Dumped him. He's down. He's down. Nice shot, bro. Sweet. Yeah, he's down. Nice shot, bud. Oh, man. We thought they gave us a slip there for a minute. You know, we thought he was right here behind us, but we couldn't find him. They were just below a little swell right in front of us. Popped up about 400 yards. Ran over there to catch up with his does, 475. It looks like Ian drilled him just right in front of the shoulder. Probably right where I told you to hold. You know, a little crosswind, but just wasn't enough. Perfect. Dumped him. We're only a couple miles from the pickup, huh? You know, he looked like he had pretty good cutters. Just what we thought, not very tall, but you know, for what we're seeing today, he's gonna make the cut, so it's a nice buck. Well, should we go get him or what?
Let's go see.
Okay. think I probably shouldn't have had him hold any wind. Looked like he hit him right on the point of the shoulder, which is fine. Put him down, killed him. Just makes me feel bad. I shouldn't have had him hold any wind. I did pick up a little mirage from the left or the right, but when you're talking sub 700 yards, you know, you can be off on that wind call 30-40% and still be, you know, right in the money maker. So he's a good shot for not practicing. He's kind of got a degree in chasing girls lately, and I just don't know if he's been into the shooting. Oh, it's good to be back here with Diane. Should we go get our hands on him? Okay.
Well, he's right over there. He's got, he didn't look too bad in the scope, so hopefully Mike can judge him good enough. Huh?
For what we're seeing, this is a pretty good last day goat. Pronghorn's something we'd like to eat all winter long, and it's good meat. I prefer it over elk and deer most of the time. Well, what you think, man?
Front shoulder shot, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of right in front of the shoulder.
Yeah, I got it. Well, Mikey,
Yeah.
it's a little smaller than last year.
Yeah. We got a little less time than we did last year too. Good mature goat though, pretty heavy. It's just a little short, but we got one down and one more to go. So, good buck, man, and great shot.
Thank you.
We're a month into the season out here. It's not a very big area, and it gets picked over pretty hard. There's a couple hundred people with tags and a bunch of doe tags, and then they give some additional tags by the farm ground. And so it's hard to come out here and drum up a good buck on the last day, and this is a good one. This is nice and heavy and good cutters. I say the only bad thing about this buck is it's about 2.5-3 miles from the pickup, up and down 3 or 4 different canyons, and Ian's been whining all day about his back hurting, so I imagine I'm going to take the brunt of this thing on my shoulders on the way out. So anyway, we got some tags to punch and some cutting up to do, and we're gonna haul this thing out, and we got one more to get today. So cool, man, good job.
Nice getting away with a little piss squeak, probably. Hopefully we find a good one for him. But the way it's been going today, it'd be pretty hard to find a good one. So.
A lot of guys are probably wondering why we got our big backpacks. Well, this is why I hate dragging antelope. It's like we're 2 miles from the truck, almost 3 miles from the truck. I'd rather throw it in quarters and throw it on top of my back. Carry it down. All right, you ready, bud?
Mm-hmm. It's a little heavy. You want to
Pick
take
up
some
mine.
of mine?
Pick up mine. What happened?
15.
Oh, that's cheating. I think Ian slipped a couple extra quarters in my pack. Well, I can see the truck. Doesn't make me feel much better though. Go up and around right now. Took a quick break for lunch, took care of Ian's antelope, and then back up here on the ridge. We got some pronghorn spotted below us. We're gonna work our way out to the edge here and see if we can't get the scope on them, see what they are. Looked like there was a buck in there. You know, we've looked at probably, I don't know, 25 or 30 bucks today, and so far Ian's is the biggest one that we've seen. Doesn't look too promising for trophy buck this year in our spots, so we're kind of meat hunting and still looking for a trophy at the same time. We'll jump over the ridge though and see what we got. Maybe it's maybe we got a shooter, maybe not. Get up there and put the spot and scope on. Go up slow, scope on. Stay back as far as you can. You know, one of the cool things about hunting today is this is the only tag that I drew this year. Is this pronghorn tag. Not a very good unit, pretty easy to draw, but it's the only one I've got this year. Sorry, I'm enjoying it. It's like we went on a couple hunts earlier this fall, but this is the only one in the lower 48 that I drew. So, well, we got 4 does that came up out of that draw. We'll just wait to see if those bucks will come up too. Otherwise, we're gonna have to walk over there and get them. But we're hoping they'll pop up. They're about 800 yards, so no wind, should be a pretty good shot. Well, they never gave us a shot. They kind of went below a hill there and disappeared. We're gonna try to reposition, see if we can't get a better shot at them. You know, I hate walking right up on them. They're just below a little hill. You know, things happen so fast. You know, a lot of game gets wounded that way. You know, shooting quick. It's exciting, but I think I'd rather find a different vantage point where we can see in there. Just take our time and get a good shot. So we're gonna circle back around, see if we can find a different point to sit on. That can't be them, is it? 2 bucks on it, right? Just the one little buck, right? Yeah, that's not our group, that's a different group. I think ours are still this way. What's the range, Ian?
450.
450?
550.
550. Ready? Ready, Ian? Yeah? Ian? Okay, that's what I did. You ready? Yeah. Boy, that was kind of a dance, wasn't it? Cool. Kind of right heart shot him, didn't it? Well, what a way to wrap up today. I mean, we're just about out of daylight. We went after a different buck, but we couldn't find him, so we came back and we got on this little one here. But meat in the freezer, and you know the cool thing about today is just yesterday Hornady released their new ELD-X bullet. And we've been using them all fall. We've been testing them all summer. You know, here's another animal that fell at the hands of that new ELD bullet. Extremely low drag bullet. So it's got the heat shield tip on it, and did the job on that one. He kind of danced around a little bit. Looks like we shot him right through the heart. We couldn't quite get a range. We were getting a range in front of him, range behind him. We split it in the middle. It's perfect. 575 yards, 50 yards. So we don't know for sure. So, but right in there. It's a good shot. Let's go get our hands on him. All right? Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Yeah, boy, that was pretty awesome. That did the job, didn't it? You know, we're not really interested in the horns on this one. Or pretty excited about putting this meat in my freezer, but man, just seeing what this bullet did to this pronghorn. You know, we were just under 600 yards. This is the exit wound. It is perfect. It's golf ball size. That means we got good expansion out of that bullet. I imagine that wound channel is just crazy inside. In fact, we'll probably go ahead and take the guts out of this one and look at those vitals and see what happened. I would say that Ian beat me again this year. Last year we killed 2 bigger bucks in this unit, and this year we killed 2 smaller bucks, but he's still on top. So, hey, can't get any better than that, buddy.